Hello, good evening. Welcome to Camnet Television Main News. My name is Jeffrey Ziambo to present the news tonight. The top stories in the news: a 24-year-old Lusaka woman sentenced to 7 years imprisonment for abortion. Minister PS and 3 UPND members sue the state demanding damages for false imprisonment. SACCORD urges government to dialogue with the people of BAROTSELAND. In international news, Burundi shuts down border with Rwanda after accusing Kigali of funding rebel attacks. And in sports news, Total Energies African Cup of Nations AFCON kicks off tomorrow. These and more stories coming up shortly after this break.
It's a January back-to-school promotion bonanza at B. Take advantage of our massive price discounts and turn your wonderful school-going kids into stars. With a cornrows hairstyle going at only 30 kwacha for kids below 13 years and 50 kwacha for kids above 13 years, your child is guaranteed that neat and trusted, classy look. This curly, knotless hairstyle is going for as little as 150 kwacha from as high as 200 kwacha, wigs included. Now that's a classy saving. The sleek ponytail going at 80 kwacha from 120 kwacha makes your little one look like a true princess. Gift your pretty one with this lovely natural twist for as low as 60 kwacha from 100 kwacha, beads included. Now that's a cute saving. Your princess will look stunning in this curly ponytail at only 90 kwacha from the original 110 kwacha. Now that is a great deal. You will find us along Mosi Road, 4th Close, on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post in Ibex Hill, Lusaka. We are open from 0720 to 17 hours, 7 days a week. Call us for appointment bookings on 0772 870588 or WhatsApp on 0972 04 9213. Darren B, a touch of class.
Another news in detail. The Lusaka magistrate Mutinta Mwenya has sentenced a 24-year-old woman of Lusaka's Ngombe compound to 7 years imprisonment for abortion. The convict Violet Zulu was reported by her neighbor Beauty Lungu after she learned that the convict's 8-month pregnancy had disappeared. When questioned by Magistrate Mutinta Mwenya over the action, the convict explained that she decided to abort using traditional concoction and aloe vera after the man failed to take responsibility for the pregnancy. Despite pleading for leniency as she is a mother of 2, aged 5 years and 1 year 8 months, Magistrate Mwenya handed the 7-year sentence. Minister of Small and Medium Enterprise Elias Mobanga, Permanent Secretary Special Duties Patrick Mucheleka and 3 others have sued the state in the Lusaka High Court seeking compensation for alleged false imprisonment. The 5 include Small Medium Enterprises Minister Elias Mobanga, Patrick Mucheleka, Permanent Secretary for Special Duties, UPND National Youth Secretary Samuel Ngwira, Chinyimba Bwalia and Kelvin Kalushabwalia. According to the statement of claim before the High Court, among other reliefs, the 5 are seeking compensation for alleged mental torture, emotional distress, inconvenience and embarrassment. Details in this report.
7th November 2023, the Attorney General agreed to compensate Transport and Logistics Minister Frank Tayali 450,000 kwacha plus cost amounting to 80,000 kwacha in a consent judgment which was signed by Attorney General Mulilo Kabesha. The compensation was due to police officers pointing a gun at Mr. Tayali when he escorted President Hakainde Hichilema to police headquarters while in opposition. 3 days later, the Lusaka High Court entered a consent judgment awarding UPND Lusaka Province Chairperson Obvious Mwaliteta and James Chichomba 900,000 kwacha each as compensation for illegal prosecution in 2019 when the duo who were arrested for possessing weapons and later acquitted by the court. This evoked debates from various stakeholders. But barely a few months after the state agreed to pay 10 UPND party members 1 million kwacha each for damages for forced imprisonment and malicious prosecution, Minister of Small and Medium Enterprises Elias Mubanga, Permanent Secretary Special Duties Patrick Mcheleka, and 3 others have sued the state seeking compensation. The cabinet minister and 4 others are demanding damages, including aggrieved and exemplary damages for forced imprisonment. The 4 are Minister of SMEs Elias Mubanga, Patrick Mcheleka, Samuel Ngwira, Chinyimba Bwalia, and Kelvin Kalusha, who have cited the Attorney General seeking damages for mental distress, mental torture, emotional pain, inconvenience, and embarrassment. According to a statement of claim filed before the Lusaka High Court, Mr. Mubanga and others state that on September 13, 2023, they were apprehended and arrested without reasonable cause by the Zambia Police Service and submit that they were detained for 31 days from September 13, 2020 to October 13, 2020 at Kasama Police Station, in which they were assaulted, with Kelvin Kalusha being tortured and sustaining injuries. The quintet say that on October 13, 2020, the criminal prosecution entered a nolle prosequi with respect to the offense of aggravated robbery and was later discharged. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Opposition Patriotic Front faction Secretary General Raphael Nakachinda has warned PF faction President Miles Sampa against undertaking activities he describes as illegal. Mr. Nakachinda says the planned meetings of the faction president are worrying and leaving the party constrained. Speaking Friday after a court appearance at Lusaka's Magistrate Court, Mr. Nakachinda argues that Mr. Sampa is prohibited from holding meetings and other activities in the name of the party when the matter is active before the court. He maintains that the infighting in the former ruling party is sponsored by the current administration.
Of some meetings over the weekend. The leadership of the party has been working tireless to restrain our members from doing some of the things that they have been wanting to do to stop Mausam, because some of them we think border around unlawful activities. What I just wanted to say this morning as Secretary General is that I want to appeal to Mausam. Please don't put your life and the lives of those helpless individuals that you are using for those illegal activities sponsored by UPND. The meetings and all those things that are suggesting to hold, whether this weekend or otherwise, I think will just lead to things that are necessary. Matters are definitely in court and they will be resolved. We are aware of these boys that he has been sending around Chama America and this other boy who has been captured in Petauke as I speak. I'm just been speaking to the leadership in Petauke to let them go. There is no need to take the law in our hands. But those activities we may not control all the time. And therefore, for his safety and the safety of some of those vulnerable people, we appeal to him to stop this clandestine.
The Southern African Center for the Constructive Resolution of Disputes, SACCORD, has advised the government to engage the people of Barotseland and hear their grievances. SACCORD Acting Executive Director Arthur Muyunda says if left unattended to, the matter may cause conflicts in the future. A video has been making rounds on various social media platforms where the people of Barotseland are demanding independence from Zambia. More in this report.
In 1964, this document, called the Barotseland Agreement in 1964, was signed and actualized to keep the Republic of Zambia and Barotseland as one state. The document was signed by, among others, then Prime Minister of Northern Rhodesia, Kenneth Kaunda, Sir Evelyn Hon, then Governor, and NAWINA Lewanika, then Litunga of Barotseland. However, for some reasons, the people of Barotseland have been demanding for independence from Zambia. Successive governments have failed to address this matter and keeps on resurfacing in almost all presidents' reigns. President Hakainde Hichilema's reign is not exceptional, as seen in the latest video circulating on social media, where a group of people from BAROTSELAND are demanding for political and economic freedom from Zambia. The Southern Africa Center for Constructive Resolution of Disputes, SACCORD, has advised government to engage the people of BAROTSELAND and hear their grievances and how they can be addressed.
It is important for the government to initiate some sort of discussions with the people of Barosi, or institute some sort of a commission that will discuss with the people of Barosi. However, it is also important for the people of Western Province, the people of Barosi, to realize that the boundaries that they are talking about, like in the recent released video, do not just affect Zambia, they affect other countries. So what are they doing? Are they also demanding from those countries to set boundaries to those countries? They should realize that it is an issue that goes beyond Zambia as a country. It goes in other countries, touches other countries. How are they going to deal with that issue in other countries? Let people have a spirit of discussion, let people have a spirit of negotiation.
SACCORD Acting Executive Director Arthur Muyonda says if left unattended to, the matter may cause conflicts in future.
Sit with the people of Western Province of Barosi to discuss about what are their grievances. The issue is about negotiations. Let the government engage in negotiation. What are the major grievances that the people of Western Province have? Because they cannot just stand today, wake up today and say that we want to secede from Zambia. No, it is because there are some complex maybe that which they have. Ignoring it is will keep the issue coming time and again, and that is very dangerous for a country. And if we allow such an issue to continue, these are some of the issues that in the future can cause conflicts in the country.
Efforts to get government's position on this matter from the chief government spokesperson, Cornelius Mwetwa, were unsuccessful by broadcast time as he was engaged. Vincent Piri for Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
A Lusaka-based cooperative in the transport sector has proposed the implementation of dedicated lanes for passengers and the introduction of high-capacity buses to bring efficiency to the public transport sector. Public Passenger Transport Multipurpose Cooperative Chief Executive Officer Sidney Mbewe notes that the current public transport is inefficient and contributes to congestion as more vehicles are needed to carry passengers. He made the remarks when the group paid a courtesy call to the Minister of Transport and Logistics, Frank Tayali, Friday afternoon at his office in Lusaka. Meanwhile, Mr. Tayali says government recognizes the need to modernize the public transport sector and commends the cooperative for coming forward with the proposal. More in the following report.
A Lusaka-based cooperative in the transport sector has proposed the introduction of a cost-effective public transport sector by introducing larger buses to carry passengers and reduce the number of vehicles on the roads. Public Passenger Transport Multipurpose Cooperative is also proposing the designation or construction of lanes specifically for passenger buses to bring efficiency in the sector. Speaking when the group paid a courtesy call on the Minister of Transport and Logistics, Frank Tayali, Friday afternoon at his office in Lusaka, Cooperative Chief Executive Officer Sidney Mbewe says the model, once implemented, will reduce congestion in Zambian cities.
Our proposals to implement this efficient public transport system under the Minister, we realize that we need to move from the low capacity buses into mass movement buses that are going to reduce the number of buses on our roads and also provide for cost effectiveness in operations of buses that most operators are buying a lot of buses into increasing their income.
In welcoming the delegation, Minister of Transport and Logistics, Mr. Tayali says government is open to private sector-led ideas of improving the public transport sector.
Is that we truly accept that our roads are now totally congested. The 900,000 motor vehicle population in the country is now posing a serious challenge in that our transport system has become less efficient, and with that less efficiency, citizens are having to spend more time in congestion.
Mr. Tayari has expressed happiness that the proposed public transport sector model has plans to include already existing operators, with Lusaka being a pilot city of implementation.
Specialized buses for this particular cause. This is indeed a welcome move. The financial sector see this as yet another viable venture within which they are able to invest. But also, your concept is equally elating because it is targeting to attract already existing operators that they may themselves be able to invest in these very dedicated routes that should be able to pilot this concept.
The cooperative has since presented the concept note of the proposed efficient public passenger transport system. For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
Economist Yusuf Dodia has urged the government to confront the projected economic slowdown in Africa this year by optimizing the use of fuel and electricity if the country's economy is to remain competitive. The latest estimates by the World Bank indicate that 18 African countries, including Zambia, registered a debt-to-gross domestic product ratio exceeding 70% in 2023, and the economic growth is projected to be sluggish. Mr. Dodia further says the Zambian government must make good use of the export tracking framework, which he says will keep money in the economy and be able to support local businesses.
When the World Bank is suggesting that Zambia will experience economic slowdown in 2024 and beyond due to inflation, to global interest rates, and due to the challenges of the Chinese economy, which is also facing some difficulties and happens to be Zambia's largest supplier of commodities. This is something that I think we have to register and be able to take into account as we are looking to develop our economy. Of course, this is further emphasized or supported by the Fitch ratings. Fitch, which is a rating company, and this particular one emanating from Hong Kong, is suggesting that Zambia's external debt remains in default, which of course is true, that Zambia has approached. Having said that, unofficial figures tell us that the extent of this export earnings is between 30 and 40 million dollars a day, 30 to 40 million US dollars per day. Now, if these figures could be seen to be coming into our economy, we're already into the new year, January 2024. The implementation of this mechanism is the 1st of January 2024. So if we see these figures, these foreign exchange amounts coming into the Zambian banking system, we are likely to see our kwacha become strong. I'd say by March, we should be able to see kwacha to US dollar relationship being below 20 kwacha to a dollar.
The Lusaka City Council, in working with the Civil Society Health Partnership, have commenced the presidential directive of barring shallow wells in Lusaka's Batero Township. Speaking during the commencement of the project on Friday, Lusaka City Council Director of Public Health, Victor Kagoli, says the exercise is key in alleviating the spread of the cholera disease. And the Civil Society Health Partnership representative, Dr. Jeffrey Sandala, called on the residents to cooperate with health officials. Details in this report.
Since October 2023, cases of cholera have been increasing, prompting the health authorities in the country to respond. As of Friday, 12 January 2024, 446 new cases were recorded, bringing the cumulative total to 8,276. While the numbers are reducing in recent days, the Lusaka City Council has begun barring the shallow wells in Lusaka's Matero constituency. This is in line with President Hakainde Hichilema's directive to bury shallow wells in the country as a preventive measure against the disease. Lusaka City Council Director of Public Health, Victor Kagoli, says the exercise to bury the shallow wells is paramount in combating the further spread of the cholera outbreak, and residents should receive the move with open arms.
We need to bury the shallow wells, which are seen to be really the hive of or source of where cholera is really coming from, because shallow wells underground are able to communicate with the pit latrines that are used by our community. And in trying to answer to the call of the President, we have partnered with quite a number of partners. As you can see now, we are with the civil society health partnership, and this is a team that has come to do a contribution towards the presidential directive to deal with the shallow wells. Of course, not only this is just a part of contribution they've done. They are also getting to interact with the community itself and also provide some of the interventions that the Ministry of Health has recommended, and which we are all responding to.
The partners who joined the City Fathers in burying the wells civil society health partnership called on the residents to cooperate in the exercise because shallow wells have been identified as breeding grounds for the cholera disease. The society has also advised residents to become and not worry about the source of water as the shallow wells get to be buried.
It's very important we pump in also in this exercise of burying the shallow wells. So that's how we have found ourselves in this area where you have to dig the gravel, put it at a central place. We shall go to that place, we see it, and then from there we continue burying the wells. Now, the question is, if you bury the wells, where are the people going to get their water? So the government, what they have done, they have first gone into the communities, install the tanks. And these tanks are functional, so that even as the burying is taking place, people are not going to complain.
Realize that cholera has also sources where these issues are coming from, and the shallow wells is one of them. So we want to urge other partners, local and international partners, to come on board and support the Lusaka City Council, the Ministry of Health in the fight against cholera. This is something that is very critical for us, because if we don't put preventive measures, we'll have a very big problem as a nation.
Recently, President Hichilema directed members of the general public to bury all shallow wells in urban areas. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Residents in Lusaka's Chipata compound have complained about the sewer effluent in the area. The residents say the effluent poses serious health threats amid the prevailing cholera epidemic. They have since called on the Lusaka Water and Sanitation Company to resolve the sewer problem. Details in the following report.
Residents of Lusaka's Chipata compound are at risk of contracting cholera as sewer effluent flows from a damaged pipe into their homes. Speaking to Camnet News, the residents are calling for immediate interventions from relevant authorities to fix the damaged pipe. One of the residents spoken to, Gertrude Zulu, says the current state of their environment will kill a lot of people if left unattended to.
Panyumba panga nipamene pechipangira soweji vimanzi vimachoka nthawe iliyonse vamatuvi kansilomba neo vana vangu kudwala ni nthawe iliyonse mosquito inkhala itiruma vichoka vimanzi nizankhala bwanji nizankhala bwanji mpano panyumba na visoweji vamene nafaka so sakilina sana ikekonzeru vakanso kuti vawamye bwinobwino ivi mulibe soweji muno mulibe vimanzi koma vimanzi vichoka vimatuvi vichoka hapa pa mang'anda viwela vichoka ivi vili malodi umu ni vimatuvi vivamene muona shuwa tizankhala bwanji ati kolera anatiretera.
While others spoken to share similar sentiments.
Ngana ayamazi yasuwa yanachoka hapa yaenda straight enda kumbuyo kuja kulika stream kuja pali kawash and pali kawash paja upeze kwa watu wasukira po mamoto kwa yane amanzi semu yasuwa and mukachekera record ya wana dola kolera pale kuja down kuri ka stream ndeko na dola bana wa kolera kuti so olo kama tikolera ibwera na dot I think the government sino nako pambuzi zonse ne taking out
tiribe kuno otitandiza so nikolera eka nikolera please tapapata please takwata tapapata bationeko kuno.
Community wastewater management and adequate sewer systems play important roles in sanitation and disease prevention. Water with fecal waste can contaminate drinking water supply and the environment, thereby increasing the risk of disease transmission. With such realities of poor sanitation still an issue, one is left to wonder if cholera will ever be a thing of the past in Zambia. Cherish Sivote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Several houses have been flooded in Lusaka's Kabanana area following heavy rains experienced in recent days. The affected residents have told Camnet News that they are living in fear of a possible cholera outbreak if no immediate solution is found. One of the affected residents, Catherine Susu, says constructing a proper drainage system is the only solution to the perennial problem. More in the following report.
Parts of Zambia's capital city, Lusaka, experience flooding almost every rainy season. Several households in Lusaka's Kabanana compound of MATHEW constituency have been flooded following the heavy rains that have been experienced in recent days. Those spoken to have attributed the situation to lack of a proper drainage system in the area, which has led to water being diverted in their homes.
Drainage ndiye amene ativutisa kuti ngatitandizire bwanji funika kuti amangiwa. Manje kukwanisa kuti timangese yapezeka kuti ndiye tale ndilipo takangiwa so mtiuzireko bakansela please but tinamba ni kudala kupempa simanje
vuta metina yo kuno ni vuta ya manzi ativuta drainage inachepa i drainage ifulika kati mangire monga ni bombe inachepa drainage manzi amene yachoka kuzani muone yabwera hapa kumaichola yabwera hapa chilive drainage so manzi amasaba koenda yangena mmanyumba manzi chabe ativuta manzi stigona mvula manzi akazula mmanyumba stigona tichezera kamba manzi so tifuna help naise ya manzi kwa mine kuno tione kuti boma ititandiza bwanji kuno cheti votera ni chani sikutandiziwa tivotera kutandiziwa mayenga tisititandiziwa zambo votabwa.
Other residents say they are living in fear of contracting cholera, which has continued claiming lives in the country.
Ndiye cholera menti zadwa zikabana sitizadwala. At least bakansera batitamangireko kuno batandizeko yeo tipepa ko yeo.
Batia keeping agani kirindi zaki pinga bwanji cholera unani manzi adoti munani so mtukusi mundu. Elo cholera so stitinga ko dwala. Nina mwana nina bana bangono mundu. Mayo nani manzi so tizaperera kuti. Kweti zapulumukira kuti tipemba kwa cheva boma cheva tandizireko munga nkani ya drainage kuja ndeve nilidako chabe talira chekula president batu tandizireko nani mabedi ngati nuku semwene mwangena ku vintu mvoimika but situmo manzi anafika vintu vinaonongeka mwakuona kubedi mwekuonekera ko kuti sikoneka mungani kubedi ola kugona sapo tishitopempa kogona tirindo kogona kopika sapo natokopempa kuja kopika kuti nidye chabe meti nagona nje mwenze nangenera manzi
problem yamene facing ni manzi yaenda uko kudauni but sinafune chapa kuti tizingo kwamba kuti media bwerani kuno wanzatu bwerani kuno koma ise tinafuna kugula padamu lomba taona kuti manzi kuno kwaso yapitirira mwayiona ibe drainage manzi yakukawangwe ndiye amene ativuta kuno kubwera kuno yapitira pa Independence ba tandizo tifuna yakuti tione manzi mamene azambopitira kuyenda kuja kwa njozi kuja mnati konzera lomba pano patu ndiye pankhali.
Meanwhile, Mpulungu Ward 27 Councillor Chireshe Mwango has assured of a temporary measure to the drainage system.
Yesterday we had a consultative meeting with the minister, the provincial minister, and all stakeholders. So those are the other issues we raised, to put some kind of intervention measures, especially for the machinery, ZNS and DMMU, who are supposed to be coming on site. So they help us excavate that drainage further to avoid the pools and the water storage.
According to the Future Resilience for African Cities and Lands Research of 2018, indiscriminate disposal of waste, poor drainage designs, and poor solid waste management are among other factors that lead to persistent flooding in the country. Vincent Piri for Camnet TV News, Lusaka.
Health Minister Sylvia Masebo has revealed that there are still COVID-19 cases being recorded in the country amidst the cholera outbreak. Ms. Masebo further stated that long-term preventive measures are underway, with most projects waiting for the rainy season to come to an end. Meanwhile, 23 cholera deaths were recorded in the last 24 hours, with a total death toll standing at 322 from October 2023.
Long-term measures. Cabinet has already made a decision to the effect that we'll just wait for the rain season to cease, because certain actions cannot be taken during rain season, so that we begin redesigning some of the towns and rebuilding some of the towns like Kanyama Town, George Compound, Marapodi, and any other areas in the country. And also the President has already given instruction that we will not allow any further construction of infrastructure that does not conform with the planning authority, so that we don't make the situation worse.
Thank you very much. Last question.
So just a quick one. Amidst the cholera outbreak, has the ministry recorded any COVID-19?
Yes. I think in the last 2 weeks, we have recorded some very few cases, but here in Lusaka. And in fact, some of the cases are from some of our health workers that are working here. I myself have been told that it's not a test, whether it's just the normal flu from as a result of breathing in too much chlorine, or it's COVID yet. But we've had some cases recorded. And if you recall, although Zambia reached 70% beyond we are 90% now in terms of vaccination, we did indicate to the public that yes, we have reached herd immunity, but we still have COVID. And we still have COVID. It's not completely wiped off, except that
This is the news on Camnet Television. We'll take a break. Join us for more news shortly after this break.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration, or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
It's a January back-to-school promotion bonanza at Darren Bay. Take advantage of our massive price discounts and turn your wonderful school-going kids into stars. With a cornrows hairstyle going at only 30 kwacha for kids below 13 years and 50 kwacha for kids above 13 years, your child is guaranteed that neat and trusted, classy look. This curly, knotless hairstyle is going for as little as 150 kwacha, from as high as 200 kwacha, wigs included. Now that's a classy saving. The sleek ponytail going at 80 kwacha from 120 kwacha makes your little one look like a true princess. Gift your pretty one with this lovely natural twist for as low as 60 kwacha from 100 kwacha, beads included. Now that's a cute saving. Your princess will look stunning in this curly ponytail at only 90 kwacha from the original 110 kwacha. Now that is a great deal. You will find us along Mosi Road, 4th Close, on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post in Ibex Hill, Lusaka. We are open from 0720 to 17 hours, 7 days a week. Call us for appointment bookings on 0772 870588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049213. Darren B, a touch of class.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. RenGlow, your smart irrigation partner.
Welcome back. We'll continue with Camnet Television main news. Parliamentary Committee Member on Education and Science, Twambo Mutinta, has called for increased investment in research in the country. Mr. Mutinta notes that research is key to the professional growth of individuals, which is also key to national development. He was speaking during the inaugural JPIA University Zambian Chapter Award of PhD certificates in Lusaka on Friday morning. Meanwhile, speaking in a vote of thanks after being conferred with his doctorate, National Action for Quality Education member Aaron Chansa pledged to continue providing solutions to the country's challenges. More in this report.
Parliamentary Committee on Education, Science and Technology member Twambo Mutinta has called for increased investment in research and free education. Mr. Mutinta notes that well-qualified and intellectually sound individuals are key to development of any country.
I therefore want to challenge all the universities in Zambia and across the borders to begin to drastically develop intellectual capacities of students for the survival of our nations. We need the researchers who are going to confront the emerging challenges like the cholera pandemic that we are witnessing now.
Speaking when he officiated at JPIA University, Zambian chapter awarding of honorary PhD certificates in Lusaka, Mr. Mutinta urged the 6 recipients of the honorary PhDs, which include NAKE's Executive Director, Alon Chansa, and the Minister of Education, P.S. Joka Moko, to continue being of service to society in their respective professions.
That will innovate for jobs creation and eventually champion poverty eradication, particularly for developing countries like Zambia. And I want to challenge the new graduates, the 6, that let them be solutions to the many challenges that are confronting this republic.
Meanwhile, speaking in a vote of thanks, NAKE's Executive Director, Alon Chansa, has committed to continue giving solutions to government whenever necessary.
JPIA University is proud of all of you and wishes you the best in your future endeavors. As you step into the next phase of your journey, you are entrusted with the responsibility to showcase the individual strengths you have developed and to address the diverse challenges facing humanity.
So as we graduate today, I want to promise and also solemnly say that these graduates are going to provide the innovation that is needed. We want to urge and encourage the President to continue supporting education, because without education, this country is going nowhere.
Other recipients of the honorary PhDs include Mpurungu District Education Board Secretary Amos Simutowe, Daniel Mwimbe, and among others. For Camnet TV News, Afias Kaptula, Lusaka.
Government in Northwestern Province has called on media institutions to come on board and publicize developmental projects. Northwestern Province Permanent Secretary Gladson Katambi says the province is enjoying massive development which needs to be publicized to the general public. Speaking when Ministry of Information and Media Director spokesperson Henry Kapata called on him at his office this morning, Keno Katambi said Northwestern Province is able to produce what other regions like the Copperbelt can produce. Meanwhile, Ministry of Information and Media Director spokesperson Henry Kapata commended the provincial administration for the unprecedented development the province is witnessing. Mr. Kapata assured the provincial permanent secretary that the Ministry of Information and Media will bring other public and private media institutions on board to supplement the work of the Zambia News and Information Services ZANIS in disseminating information to the public.
We are the Copperbelt. Whether people like it or not, we are the Copperbelt. I don't want to argue with my colleague sitting in Ndola. We are the real Copperbelt. If that name means something, because we have put everything, and we continue discovering the same that make that Copperbelt. So therefore, we need also some bit of attention.
We have seen quite a lot that have been highlighted by our good friends from ZANIS who are doing a good job. Yes. But we believe that they also need support from other public media institutions. Because if we sit on ZANIS, we'll have to sit on other platforms, so that the people of Zambia know that this is what is happening in the current government. Yes.
We have more news coming up shortly after this break.
It's a January back-to-school promotion bonanza at Darren Bay. Take advantage of our massive price discounts and turn your wonderful school-going kids into stars. With a cornrows hairstyle going at only 30 kwacha for kids below 13 years and 50 kwacha for kids above 13 years, your child is guaranteed that neat and trusted, classy look. This curly, knotless hairstyle is going for as little as 150 kwacha from as high as 200 kwacha, wigs included. Now that's a classy saving. The sleek ponytail going at 80 kwacha from 120 kwacha makes your little one look like a true princess. Gift your pretty one with this lovely natural twist for as low as 60 kwacha from 100 kwacha, beads included. Now that's a cute saving. Your princess will look stunning in this curly ponytail at only 90 kwacha from the original 110 kwacha. Now that is a great deal. You will find us along Mosi Road, 4th Close, on the left after Kalikiliki Police Post in Ibex Hill, Lusaka. We are open from 0720 to 17 hours, 7 days a week. Call us for appointment bookings on 0772 870588 or WhatsApp on 0972 049213. Darren B, a touch of class.
Water is life. Each drop counts and each must be cherished. Our tried and tested product meets all international standards. With our smart drip technology, we aim to deliver precision irrigation designed to reduce blockage and wastage, ensuring a high yield. Rain Glow, your smart irrigation partner.
And now in international news, a diplomatic row between Burundi and Rwanda took on a new front Thursday as Burundi closed its border with its neighbor. The latest follows accusations from Burundi to Rwanda on funding rebel attacks. Burundian President Evariste Ndayishimiye made the accusation in December after 20 people were killed near Burundi's border with the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. Rwandan President Paul Kagame denies the charge his government and his government has responded to the border closure, saying it regrets the unilateral closure of the border by Burundi. More in international news.
An audit report in Uganda has revealed that COVID vaccinations worth $7.3 million are due to be withdrawn from health facilities and destroyed. The Ugandan government obtained around 5.6 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccines through a World Bank loan. The report submitted to Parliament on Tuesday by Uganda's Auditor General, John Mubuga, revealed that an additional concern arises as drugs totaling $8.6 million, primarily HIV antiretroviral drugs, have also expired due to changes in WHO recommended treatment guidelines. By the end of the year, authorities expect the total losses from expired COVID-19 vaccines to surpass $78 million. Some 59% of the eligible population in Uganda is fully vaccinated against COVID-19 according to official figures. In 2021, over 40 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines stored in government facilities across East Africa were at risk of expiry, according to a media report by the East African. A diplomatic row between Burundi and Rwanda took on a new front on Thursday as Burundi closed its borders with its neighbor. The latest follows accusations from Burundi to Rwanda of funding rebel attacks. Burundian President Evariste Ndayishimiye made the accusation in December after 20 people were killed near Burundi's border with the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. Rwandan President Paul Kagame denies the charge. His government responded that it regrets the unilateral closure of the border by Burundi. Red Tabara admitted to carrying out a December attack, but said that they had only killed 9 soldiers and 1 police officer. The Burundian rebel group operates from DR Congo's South Kivu province, bordering Burundi. In 2015, Burundi closed its border to Rwanda due to political tensions. 7 years later, the borders reopened. The latest border closure is yet another for Rwanda, who also faces accusations of destabilization from the DR Congo. The second day of the UN Stop Court's hearing of South Africa's case against Israel, accusing it of genocide against Palestinians in Gaza, began Friday, with Israel opening its argument to defend itself. Israel strongly denied the genocide claim, and a lawyer in the International Court of Justice courtroom presented arguments to dismiss the case.
The attempt to weaponize the term genocide against Israel in the present context does more than tell the court a grossly distorted story. And it does more than empty the word of its unique force and special meaning. It subverts the object and purpose of the Convention itself, with ramifications for all states seeking to defend themselves against those who demonstrate total disdain for life and for the law.
Although the case is likely to take years to resolve, South Africa is asking the International Court of Justice to order an immediate suspension of Israel's military offensive. The October 7 Hamas attack from Gaza into southern Israel triggered the war.
About the obligations of states under the Genocide Convention, then it is in relation to their responsibilities to act against Hamas's proudly declared agenda of annihilation, which is not a secret and is not in doubt. The annihilationist language of Hamas's charter is repeated regularly by its leaders, with the goal, in the words of one member of Hamas's political bureau, of the cleansing of Palestine of the filth of the Jews.
Protesters outside the International Court of Justice chanted "Free Palestine" and "Viva South Africa" while holding placards that read "Stop bombing Gaza."
And now in sports news, Africa's biggest soccer showpiece kicks off tomorrow, January 13, in the Ivory Coast. 24 countries are set to compete in the 34th edition of the Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations, AFCON. Zambia is among the 24 teams who will be hoping to win the $7 million Reach Trophy. The Chipolo Polo played DR Congo on January 17 in San Pedro before facing Tanzania 4 days later. Their final Group F match is on January 24 against Morocco. To end Camnet television news, the top stories once again. A 24-year-old Lusaka woman sentenced to 7 years imprisonment for abortion. Minister Pierce and 3 UPND members sue the state demanding damages for false imprisonment. SACCORD urges government to dialogue with the people of Barotseland. In international news, Burundi shuts borders with Rwanda after accusing Kigali of funding rebel attacks. In sports news, Total Energies African Cup of Nations AFCON kicks off tomorrow. Our Camnet verse of the day is coming from the book of Matthew 7 verse 3. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? My name is Jeffrey Zembo and thank you for watching Camnet Television Main News. Good night.